Yo, gather around, let me introduce the name. It's Wadi the Crypto Hunter, he a legend in the game. Ain't no disability could ever hold him back. He's in the crypto world and he on the right track. Wadi the Crypto Hunter, yeah, he breaking all the chains. Disability, no limit, ain't no boundaries remain. Bitcoin, crypto, he could go insane. Conquer every challenge in the world of blockchain.
What is up? What is up, everyone? My name is Wadi the Crypto Hunter, and today we have AMA with PawChain. So, without any further ado, let me bring up Fafo. What's going on, Fafo? How are you, bro?
Hey, Wadi, how are you? How are you? Hey, I like that intro, man. That was really nice. I'm actually curious who made that for you.
Yeah, actually, my niece's boyfriend did it. So
Nice,
I
nice.
wrote the lyrics and he did the recording.
Yeah, that's slick, man. That sounded really, really good, and I appreciate it.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I see we have Crypto Lounge in the house. We have Sir Shivalot. What's up, everyone? We got Denise. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Wadi, what's going on, bro? Hey, Fafo. Thank you, thank you. Cool intro. So, Fafo, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself first?
Yeah, I'd love to do that. As I shared with you a little bit earlier, I am kind of coming out of a cold, so everybody who's on here listening, just forgive me if I have to pause and hit mute. But yeah, so I'm Fafo365. I'm one of the members on the development team for PawChain. It's been a interesting journey. Getting a part of this community early on, and then within the last 9 months when it started, and then being able to work alongside a bunch of amazing community members and team members, and being fortunate enough to get to be a part of the team and really get to learn a lot and be able to go share and speak a lot on behalf of the project. It's just a really humbling thing. So a little background for me. I am an infrastructure nerd. Wadi, if you go look at my profile, you'll see two things I think we have in common. So it says I'm an infrastructure nerd. I've been building out data center regions for some tech companies for a long time, but I also love hip hop and battle rap. So like when I heard the intro come in, I was like, well, that's really good. That's a good beat. All right. I was listening, and I was like, oh man, like the lyrics are good. Like the vocalist is really good in it. I was like, okay, I gotta find out who this is. So
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah,
Yeah.
we can chat about more, but I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, well, it's actually funny. I actually got a music background myself. The only reason why I backed down is because my disability, as time progresses, it becomes a little bit harder. So I kind of gave up on that teenage idea of becoming a music rapper type of thing.
Yeah, I
So,
understand. And obviously, you and I have been able to spend some time together and chat. Thank you to Crypto Lounge for making the intro. It's been really good. But there's probably folks, from our project, from our team here that don't know a lot about you, right? So, like, could you just give us a quick intro into who you are? I mean, I know you mentioned the disability. I read that on the
yeah.
profile. I'm actually just really curious, what that entails, and just anything you want to share, man. That'd be great.
Yeah, so obviously my name is Wadi Fully Docs, Wadi Rodriguez, also known as the Crypto Hunter. At the age of 7 years old, I developed a disability out of nowhere. It's called Marie tooth. I wasn't diagnosed until when I was 24 because the doctor were pretty much playing the guessing game on what it is I have. And one day, I met this real cool doctor, and he tells me, "Hey, you ever try doing a muscle biopsy?" And I'm like, no, but what is that?" He explained it to me. We went through the whole process, and this is when I found out that it was Shakamarito type 4D. So obviously, I cannot physically work my hands, my limitations, and I mean it's been tough, but I discovered something which was crypto, and pretty much I've been fascinated with it. And here I am 5 years later, still learning, still growing, but with the same dream probably as everybody, one day hitting that big milestone.
Yeah, that's amazing, man. That's a really great story. Yeah, I didn't know probably half of that, and I appreciate you sharing that with our community, with our friends. So thank you for that.
No, actually, thank you for asking. And yeah, I mean, I've been in crypto for the past 5 years. I haven't got to know the ins and out of blockchain, transferring, exchanges, and everything else, which is usually something that, it takes people a time to figure everything out. But I just want to say real quick, shout out to the whole community. I see West Coast in the house. Crypto Launch was here earlier. GS, Tim, appreciate you guys. I see Bishop, Captain Paul Tastic, welcome, welcome. And Lord Beerus. Hey, in that like Dragon Ball Z character?
Beer, yeah, Beerus, man. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Paul Stephen on, and I believe I cover everybody else. If I miss anybody, I apologize. So, Fafo, you want to give me a little bit more about Paul's chain and the ecosystem?
Yeah, man, I'd absolutely love to. It's fairly big. There's a lot that has transpired in a short 9 months. We haven't even hit our 10th month anniversary yet, and a lot more to come. So I think we're going to go into some of the white paper stuff, but we'll just kind of start from a kind of a 30,000 foot level perspective. So
Yeah.
Paul Chain in and of itself. Uh, Fully decentralized exchange, integrated DeFi platform with a ton of like tactical and real world utilities that people can use in their DeFi journey. One of the goals that we have specifically is to be able to eliminate a dependency that people have on centralized exchanges, but
Yeah.
also still remaining like really, really, really deeply rooted in the principles of decentralization, security, self custody, but most importantly, simplicity. So when I talk about a DEX, when I talk about a DeFi ecosystem, I'm talking about a place where a novice person or a very advanced person in Web3, DeFi, crypto, etc., can go and utilize tools and services for trades and for investments and for real life merchant applications and e-commerce and immersive AR, VR, metaverse like experiences. So again, thinking about it as a one stop shop where kind of like the no, I don't want to say that actually, because I don't want to step on anybody. So one stop shop where somebody can come and do all of their own research on any and all chains for any and all tokens and or coins, and be able to do those transactional um, actions right there as well. So I'll pause there for a moment.
Okay. So basically, that is something that also caught my attention. Like, for example, like I told you, I know a lot about crypto and the ins and outs. So one thing that really caught my attention about the PawSwap was the fact that it says you will actually be able to tell whether a contract is renounced, non-renounced. You'll be able to tell the taxation of it. So, in my opinion, I think that is a great feature. And actually, if you want to speak a little bit on that.
Yeah, for sure, and I'm glad you said will. There is a caveat I want to note. A white paper. We put out a white paper on the 30th of September, so just like a couple days ago, 7 days ago. There's a
Yeah.
lot of excellent information in there. I can ping you the link if you want to drop it in the chat for folks. It's 23 pages long. There's a lot of good detail, but this is a two-pronged white paper. It is a point in time reference of things that are available today, and a
Okay.
forward-looking piece for what's coming, by the end of this year when our main net comes online. So the swap that you just described and that's described in the white paper on page 2 is not fully functioning today. All of those features that you just noted, so being able to see security vulnerabilities, contract details, kind of a
Yeah.
point in time snapshot of all time high, all time low, maybe even like last 24-hour volume. All of that is nearly done, but in development today. So two things kind of prevent that from launching, and that's finalization of development and CertiK audit. One of the things I mentioned earlier, and I'm just going to say this because this applies for like everything else that we have to talk about,
Yeah. Yeah.
was
Yeah.
security. Security is like first and foremost for us. So every utility, every application, every smart contract, etc., each one of those will undergo a full individualized CertiK audit, and will not be released for production level until that audit comes back or the findings come back and it's safe enough to be able to put out there. So yeah, the swap thing is going to be amazing. The integrated UI that it's going to have, user interface for those who may not know what UI is just it's
Yeah.
going to be
I
beautiful.
know.
No, sorry, I was
Actually,
saying that for others as well.
oh yeah, yeah, because me, I'm just like you in a sense. I'm a computer nerd, so when I put it out there, I understand a lot about technology. And another thing I want to put out there, I don't just bring every project on my channel, and if I bring it up here, it's for a reason, and it's a good reason. So
Thank you for that. Thank you.
obviously,
Thank you.
yeah, obviously, not financial advice to anybody, but if they're here, like I said, it's for a good reason. Go ahead.
Yeah, one thing
Fab.
Yep, one thing I want to note about too, you had the website up just a minute ago. A lot of our community is already aware of this, but we're actually undergoing a full rebrand as well. By the end of this month, by the end of October, you will see a net new website being built from the ground up, kind of moving away from the meme look and feel, and moving to a more, as Crypto Lounge defines it, a more corporate feel. You can see some of that, facade a little bit in the white paper that you had up right there. But a
Okay.
whole new look and feel. The ticker will remain the same. Like, we're not changing the name. Paw is actually an acronym for some kind of like old retired Latin at this point, but it effectively, and I'm not going to try to pronounce what it says. I can ping it to you, but the definition is the promise to assist all equally. So PAW, there's three words in historic Latin, and it means the promise to assist all equally. So here's what's going to be happening: net new website, new logo as well. So the logo that you see today will change. Ticker will remain the same. Name
Okay.
will remain the same. But it's going to blow people away. It's going to be beautiful.
Yeah. So let me just real quick, guys, bring up the chart. This is what Paul's chart is looking like right about now. In my opinion, it's still looking sweet. Um, and this is the ticker right here, PAW, in case
Yes,
you're
sir.
actually curious. So now when you say that you're going to rebrand and everything. Is there a specific reason why you want to do the rebranding?
Yeah, I think primarily in chatting with the community and also just in, comparing our roadmap and plan for being a full decentralized exchange, being a full DeFi ecosystem. We want to ensure that like we fit the par with some of the other top 10, top 15 projects out there as far as look and feel, right? Like memes are like cool, like I got no problems at all, right? But like if
Yeah.
we're thinking about global widespread adoption, if we're thinking about merchants in other countries, if we're thinking about mom and pop shops thinking about using a POS system that allows them to use, Paul as a currency, we want to have that level of assurance to them that this isn't a fly by night type thing. So all in all, like we want to lean back on the roots of what our name is, and that's the promise to assist all equally. And again, I'll shoot you a DM with what Paul stands for in that retired Latin.
Yeah.
But
Um.
um, yeah, it's really just one of those things where we realize that this is a good opportunity. With Circuit coming up, with our mainnet coming at the end of the year, that we wanted to really fit how we feel we are and will be long term, and that is a financial powerhouse, and we want to look the part as well.
Okay. I mean, that is a great reason, in my opinion, to actually move from the meme to rebranding to something more professional. I mean, it's not the first project that has done it. I actually represented, still kind of represent another project, and yeah, they did the same thing. They moved out of the meme category onto the more professional level. So it makes perfect sense. Hold on real quick. Seiko, hon, what's going on? Not much listening. Okay. Uh, I also saw Annie was here, but under a different name. Whether are you a power holder yet? Not yet, but I will be pretty soon because I'm working on getting some things together. And trust me, everyone will know. I'll put it on Twitter. I just got myself a nice bag of Paul. Believe it.
Nice, nice, nice. Thank you, man. Yeah, I hope that in talking to our community, I hope in talking to us, I hope in your own research as well. Two things I hope you pull from that. One, we are developing and delivering already this young as
Yes.
a project, but then two, we have a community of wildly experienced, wildly educated people who really just want to help folks in DeFi, folks in Web3, folks in crypto in general. And
Yeah.
it really warms my heart, man. Like I want to shout out the community real quick. Like I I can't go 45 seconds, on X now or whatever, where I'm not seeing one of our community members answering questions to somebody else who asked a question. So like there's no, hidden veil, like nothing goes unsaid. So I just hope you see that as well. But yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because now that you mention it, the first Paul chain space that I joined, I actually liked the title, which was Your Boys Matter, basically. And it was a community space. I went in there, I heard everything the people were saying, and I was truly impressed. Even now, I still see that you guys are a united community, and that's one of the key factors, in my opinion, when it comes to crypto. Because you could come out and you have whatever project out there. But if you don't have a strong community, a united community, then what's the point of even having a project?
100% agreed. 100% agreed. I'm glad you caught that specific space too, because that your voice matters thing was important to us.
Yes. Oh no, no, guys, you're welcome. You're welcome. Scotia, hi, 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 everyone. And if you haven't, please make sure you like and subscribe. That would really help me out with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to comment something nice, I'm not that mean. I really appreciate it too. But no, Fafo, I mean seriously, man. The first time I joined the space, then I joined the second and the third, and it kind of grew on me. And I started also joining the Spanish community spaces, which just started. And one thing that really caught my attention is that, okay, I'm a big time observer. And one thing that caught my attention was the fact that the same information that's given in the English space was also given in the Spanish space. And let me say why it's important. In my humble opinion, when you hear a project give you one information in Spanish and a different information in English, that's usually a sign of trouble.
100%. That's very suspect. And you saw she was in here earlier, but shout out and thank you to Annie. Annie's the one that's been championing that effort. I am positive there are other people involved. So if I didn't say thank you, I'm saying thank you now. But like Annie is just really championing that. So if she's here, if she hears it, thank you so much, Annie.
Thank you, Annie. Uh, they said thank you for doing this AMA with PawChain. You made a good choice picking this community. Well, thank you guys for joining us. I really appreciate it. And yes, Annie is a great person. I've spoken to her for a little bit now. And give me 1 second. We also have a special guest. Our friend Crypto Launch is in the house. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on? Can you guys hear me? Hopefully, I'm not too loud.
Yeah, I hear you. I mean, a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
loud, but it could just be my computer.
No,
Hey,
he's
am I
just
too loud?
excited, you know? No, he's just
Mhm.
excited. You know how it is.
Do I need to turn it down? Let me know. I'll turn it down just a little bit. I'm in my 18 wheeler. It's probably loud.
Yeah,
Wait,
no, I
hold on.
mean,
You
you're
you,
good,
you
bro.
drive an
You're
18
good.
wheeler?
Yeah, that's what I do for a living, bro. I drive
I didn't
I'm
know
a
that.
contractor. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah, that's what I do
wow,
during
man,
the week. Yeah.
you're a long hauler.
No, actually a lawn haul. I used to be long haul. I'm lawn haul now.
Oh, right on, right on. Nice. Didn't know that, man. Love learning things about people.
Yeah. So how you guys doing? Take care, bro.
Now we're good, bro. I mean, welcome. And actually, I also gotta confess, Crypto Launch is kind of guilty on me getting curious on Paul's chain because I'm talking about it and telling me, bro, you gotta check this out. You gotta check this out. I'm like, okay, let me see what they're about. And yeah, I joined that space, and like I said, it grew on me.
Yeah, it's a beautiful project, isn't it, Wadi? I mean, it's just a lot. It's going into next year. It's going to be very interesting to see how everything works out. I think it's going to be well accepted too. And I see you guys are talking about that beautiful aggregator as well. I came in right on
Hmm.
time, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And Waddy,
actually,
just
we're
real quick on the community piece, real quick for you and your audience as well. So not only on X, but also on Telegram and Discord. So if anybody is interested in those social media platforms as well, our community exists on all of them. Specifically on the new Telegram, we have and in the Discord we have individualized language channels for people to be able to talk and speak in their native tongues, and obviously we have English channels as well. But so inclusivity is key, interoperability is key. So come check us out.
okay. Let me actually bring up your socials so
Yeah, just
you can see it.
bring up pawchain.build. Um, oh,
Yeah,
that's a funny video right
hold on.
there.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's not the type of social I
Oh,
was gonna give.
that old
Hey,
dog, he
hey,
taking a dip, huh?
you never know. He could have come up with that not safe for work video.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen worse.
I mean,
Yeah.
tell me
So
one.
on the on the main profile here, when you get there, that PawChain.build link right there at the bottom is the link tree, and that'll take people to that one right there. That'll take people to all the socials, all the utilities, any and everything that we have. It's all built out right there, quick and easy.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
he
broski, you're
said
right.
that
That
was
was technically a
technically a
Paul
Paul
video.
video. It's true. It's true.
Yeah, it was a dog. Yeah,
Yep.
jumping, about to take a dip.
Yep.
Okay,
So
so
this
these
takes
are
everybody and everything.
all the social, the website, the staking, Discord, Telegram, YouTube, Reddit, Medium, GitHub, Dextool, White Paper, MEXC, which is an exchange, Gate.io, Bitmart. So let me just say, you guys are everywhere from what I'm seeing. These are the alpha utility, P2P wallet, aggregator, PawDAO. Let me see what else is over here.
Yeah,
Fazet,
that's our L2 blockchain, the faucet to get test
yeah.
tokens. It's offline right now because they're migrating servers to get ready to launch beta with validators, which is gonna be sweet.
Okay.
But I'm sharing that site specifically, Wadi, because that's one-stop shop area where people can go get any and every link to any and everything that we do.
Got it. Got it. I mean, and I wish, I actually would have took a look at this site earlier, and it would have made things so much easier. But sometimes, actually, I get a little lazy, so that's on me, not on you. So now the aggregator, you want to touch a little bit on that? Papa, you hear me?
Yeah, sorry, I had hit mute and then I kind of went away to go pull up something. So yes, I do want to touch on that. So the aggregator right now, and obviously you can read. I really really want people to go read about in the white paper because the white paper uses 2 pages full of data on the aggregator. Our
Okay, hold
V1,
on. Let me go
our
back to
yep,
wait,
all
wait,
good.
wait, wait, wait.
Our
Right here.
V1 is what's out right now. And
Okay.
on that V1 today, this is a cross-chain aggregator, right? So this is an aggregator of aggregators that goes out across 13, currently today, 13 different chains, supports swapping of hundreds of assets. And I say assets meaning coins and tokens.
Okay.
And the aggregator specifically too gives you the user 2 unique features that I think are pretty renowned, and they'll continue into V2, and we'll talk about V2 in a second. That those 2 features are being able to select if you want highest return, meaning like more tokens or more coins,
Yeah.
or lowest gas. And the lowest gas thing was something that was interesting. Somebody talked about today. Like if you think back to like the bull run, or you think back to like when Pepe was going crazy, and again, this supports multiple assets. We're not trying to just create things for us to use. Um, you think about how crazy gas was. Like me personally, as an investor, I would elect save gas versus more return because I'm probably going to spend more money.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so so the cool thing about the aggregator is a couple things. So one, it does have an ability to do very specific algorithmic hops and double hops as it goes to search out the best price or lowest gas. But the second key feature I think that's most important is, in addition to those chains, in addition to the DeFi sources, loan protocols, and things like that, it also ingests other data from other aggregators. So it is an aggregator of aggregators, if you will. And
Okay.
as you move into V2, and I'll just end right here. As you move into V2, here's the big kicker. You see some of the key features right there that are listed on the white paper. Those are
Yeah.
going to be
Right here.
there. But man, hear this out, Wadi. 78 different sources of aggregation across, that's 78 different possible, not possible. It's 78 different sources, including the 13 chains I mentioned before and more. Other
Wow.
DeFi loan protocols, other aggregators, other sources of lending, and other sources of decentralized exchanges. So V2 solves two things. One, we had a bit of a bug, and we're releasing on alpha on purpose, but like people like myself using Coinbase wallet couldn't use it. It wouldn't connect. V2, which is literally being shipped over to the new servers right now, does Wallet Connect V2,
Okay.
instantaneous connect. We've already tested it against Trust Wallet, Coinbase Wallet, MetaMask, like all the things. It's gonna be beautiful. So I'll pause.
Okay. I mean, sounds pretty interesting overall. Crypto launch, bro. What's
Yeah.
your take on this?
No, I love it. The seamless, interoperability when it comes to the wallets, the wallet connect. That's very key because not everybody uses MetaMask. We have people that are kind of sprinkling. They have their tokens sprinkled on throughout different, wallets. So, I love it, man. That you could use any wallet. I mean, that cross chain effect. That's madness, man. I mean, I love that term, aggregators of aggregator, the creme de la creme of aggregators. That's what we're looking at. That's what we just listened to when through the language and through that the text that was just read. It is the mother of all aggregators, and it's not just for Paul. It's for the whole community, communities abroad, crypto space in general. Anybody can use this and take advantage of the technology. So it's very cool, man.
Yeah, and one thing that I did wanted to address on going back to the PawSwap, since you did mention multi-chain, is that to my knowledge, the PawSwap is also going to be multi-chain. Am I correct?
Correct.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yes, you are.
absolutely.
Well, and to the same degree, Wadi, the actual blockchain itself. So we have a layer two that's in alpha today. We are launching our own layer one blockchain and becoming a coin, I may add, but a layer one. So like for the audience members who don't understand the difference between layer one, layer two. There's not many layer ones out there. Layer ones mean that they are on their own network, own protocols. They are their own coin, and everything builds on top of them. So you're talking
Yeah.
about the Bitcoins, the Ethereums. I mean, you're not talking about many, the Doges of the world. Like those are all layer ones. We have a layer two today. Layer one is being developed right now. But what's going to be really interesting is the layer three blockchain, which is going to create a cross-chain bridging function. I know bridge kind of has like a negative connotation right now for some reasons we won't get into on this call.
Yeah.
But a literal cross-chain capability where I can take my Paw coin, wrap it, and send it from ETH or send it from PawChain to ETH or PawChain to BNB or PawChain to Cosmos, like whatever I want to do. So all three of those integrated into one stop shop for somebody to be able to like really get into the DeFi space.
And
Interesting. Very
I like
interesting.
to add to that layer one aspect. You got like Fafo said, there's a lot of layer ones, but a lot of them are dormant. Not a lot of development going on, and a lot of them are failing. This particular L1 is coming out the gate with a instant use case, beautiful ecosystem waiting on it. So it's not going to be a dormant L1, and that grants instant independency when it comes to this ecosystem. It's going to be totally independent and running on its own. So I think that is magnificent.
Yeah, it's a
No,
really
that
great call out.
yeah. Oh, go ahead, Fafo.
No, I was saying that was a great call out. That was it.
Okay. So one more thing that I was just reading over here about this pulse swap, and then we'll move to other utilities, is the fact that I saw that you'll be able to set limit orders, buy orders, sell orders. So you want to touch a little bit on that?
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, so let me say something first and I'll circle back to that. So
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
um,
Go ahead.
at mainnet, what you're going to see, when I say mainnet, I mean like our layer two chain being fully in production. So at mainnet, what you're basically going to end up seeing is the swap, the aggregator, and the merchant almost all being merged into one particular UI, one kind of mother of a utility. So when I say
Okay.
when I say that, what I mean is these like pieces about limit orders and buy orders and being able to do the piece for research on analytics for all-time high, all-time low, that won't just be limited to the swap. The swap will be a swap, but it will have the aggregator working behind it as well. The aggregator will be the aggregator, but it will also be working, I won't say against, but we'll be leveraging the swap. Interoperability is super key here. So to answer your question succinctly though,
Yeah.
having that ability both on the swap and in the aggregate in the future to do limit orders and limit sells is a really great feature, because like right now, especially in
Mhm.
volatile markets, you have to stare at the chart to find that right price. Yeah,
Yes.
you know what I mean? You know exactly what I'm saying,
Yeah.
man. And the only
Yeah.
places that you can actually do, you know, those limit orders most of the time is central exchanges. So it's gonna be sweet putting the power back in the hands of the people.
Yeah, I mean, me myself, I'm actually liking that idea because one thing why majority of the time I would prefer a centralized exchange over DeFi is also that factor, you know. In a centralized exchange, you could set your order, your limit order, and let's say if you put in at $2 and you want to sell it at 4, then once you put your limit order at $4, that's it. You don't got to worry about the chart. But with a decentralized exchange, my issue was that if I would have done that or tried to do it, it was technically impossible.
Yeah, yeah, I'm 100% with you. You know, being able to have that power where you can set it and forget it to a degree
Yes.
is going to be fantastic.
Yes. Uh Launch, you want to touch on that, bro?
No, I think having that option is it's different. You know, you don't normally see that in the swaps that we use today. You know, currently, you don't really have those options. So it's something new. It's something different. You kind of got like a centralized exchange feel a little bit. You know, those type of kind of limited options. And yeah, I like it, man. It's kind of different using it on a centralized exchange. I'm not used to using those type of options. Being able to have that option on the decentralized
Yeah.
exchange. So it's going to be really cool to actually do that and see how that works out. Different
Yeah.
experience, you know.
Hold on. Bernie's in the house. Welcome, welcome, bro. Is that guy talking English? He sounds English. We need a token to pay and to show. Oh God, bro, really? Bernie is
I'm glad you caught yourself, Wadi. I read that
yeah,
before you
yeah,
started reading it.
yeah. Yeah, so he's just a natural clown, literally.
Oh, he
But
and I
I'm
would get
glad you're
along
here,
great
bro.
then.
Huh?
I said he and I would get along great then, because I'm a clown too.
Yeah, well, that makes us three. Crypto Launch could tell you about that.
Yeah, you gotta watch Waddy. He'll get you, and you won't even know it till it's too
Hey,
late.
like I always say, man, life's a garden. Dig it.
There
Right,
you go.
right.
There you go.
So now let's run a little bit towards the Paul Merchant. You want to go a little bit over that?
Yeah, this one's pretty in depth as well. Again, I highly recommend folks take the time to read. This one's 3 pages long, so we're definitely not going to be able to touch all of this. But say that to say this: we have plans in place to be able to enable users to spend assets. When I say assets, I mean tokens and coins, ours or others, in the real world. But let's just focus on us now for a moment. Items like the Paw card, being able to have a literal debit/credit card like device to be able to go out and spend your Paw and spend it as a currency, not spend it and it gets converted to fiat and then back to another currency, etc. But being able to use it in integrated POS systems that
Wow.
accept that. But also another way that I think is super interesting and kind of an untapped market to a degree is e-commerce. And so I'm going to talk about electronic for a moment, but e-commerce crypto adoption. So enabling a merchant, a real like merchant, like an eBay, if you will, to be able to host and buy and sell goods utilizing, PAW specifically. And
Yeah.
this will be seamless to them, right? So this will be an ability for them to be able to onboard, onto a, federally compliant, regulatory compliant system, and be able to offer another means of checkout for not their employees, but for their customers. And we
Yeah.
don't intend, you've heard this earlier, we don't intend for any of these utilities to be for us and us only, right? Like that's stupid. Pardon my language, right? But like it needs to be available for any and all, tokens or coins that want to onboard. So imagine now you have this e-commerce Paul merchant, and there's 10 different token assets or coin assets that are on there, and a Etsy, creator now says, hey, I take, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, blah, 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 and I take these 10 cryptocurrencies via Paul Merchant. Like that's the goal. And it's gonna be really great to be able to have that, ability to allow adoption in a very seamless way.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds pretty simple in my opinion. But real quick, let me address this. It still says Paul ecosystem. Um, is anybody else seeing Paul Merchant? Because I don't know if it's
No, 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 no. No. Effie's
oh,
talking
okay.
about the file name. Yeah, we'll go fix that.
Oh, okay, okay. Got it, got it.
Yep.
I thought it was StreamYard having one of his tweak days. But yeah, I mean that actually sounds pretty fascinating because another problem that a lot of people encounter with certain cards is the fact of going through turning it into fiat and then it becomes an issue. So if you're able to just use your coin straight up as fiat, that's a big plus, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and for the merchant though, I mean, think about it not just for the user, but for the merchant, there's a pain point as you just mentioned, but there's also fees associated. So they're technically losing money to be able to take a decentralized asset. So
yes.
having the ability to make it seamless for a merchant is the way to get it
Hmm.
adopted. Sorry, I
Yep.
saw a token pop up and I just was
Yeah,
laughing a
yeah,
little bit.
I just read that too. Um, yeah. By the way, what's going on, everyone? Effie, I believe I met her in one of the Spanish space. Not that she spoke, but she was there too. And Token Advocate, welcome, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Well, everyone that's here from the Paul family, I really appreciate you guys stopping by and showing some love. Uh, Crypto launch, bro. What you think about the payment system?
No, I love it. And I think the number one thing that I can see that a merchant will love is the timely manner of payment. It's instant. There's really a lack of waiting time. It's very quick. The ordinary way of doing this, when it comes to conversions and things of that nature, it could take some time and it's expensive. Like Pablo said, you're losing money. Most merchants lose money currently, so that's why it's very rare that a lot of the vendors and people who are owning businesses, they don't really do it because it's a loss and it's painstaking. This makes it streamlines it. It's more linear and it's very good for the ecosystem too as well in adoption because I think people are going to love it once it really
Yeah,
gets rolling and people they start really using it and about word of mouth. That's the old adage. That's the old school way of getting things around. That once that word of mouth gets around and I think it's going to take off. I like it, and this is just one aspect of the Power Merchant. I love the peer-to-peer factor from wallet to wallet too, transfer off-chain token and digital asset transfer. I love that too as well.
yeah. I mean, I've been reading some of the key features right here: gas fee elimination, cost reduction, merchant API integration,
Yep.
straightforward integration, P2P, off chain trading. I mean, enhanced liquidity, user friendly interface, which that right there is a big plus too, because when you first get into crypto, you don't want something too complicated. Like I remember which wallet was it that I was trying to use? And oh my God, in the beginning, it felt like it was Chinese letters. No offense, obviously, to anybody, but you get what I'm trying to say, right? Like you want to have something as simple as possible.
Yep. If you simplicity is again one of the cornerstones, right? You have to make all things usable for all people. Now, if there's
Yep.
options for more advanced people, peace, right? Like have them in there. But if there's not, if it's simple enough for my grandmother to be able to go and use it, like that's a win. Now, that doesn't
Yeah,
mean that it has to be feeble. That doesn't mean it has to be like, low tech or anything like that. But it's all about that accessibility, inclusivity, etc.
Yeah,
yes.
you got a lot of platforms that are actually going to that too. To this point, you have a simplified mode and then you have an advanced mode. And I think people are starting to realize that, of course, there are some advanced users out there. They're going to want that more intrinsic UI, but then there's some newcomers that they don't want to see that. They want to see something that's very easy to interact with. And, that's what you have here.
Yeah. Real quick, let me say hello to one of my favorite friends in the space, Almo. I mean, sorry, bro, I gotta do it. That's my guy with the pink hair. He knows what I'm talking about.
What's going on, Almo?
What's up, Almo?
So, all right. So, I mean, overall, how long has it been taking to build this technology, or actually, better yet, the better question, how long has it taken to whatever you already have available?
Yeah, I'll answer both. So the project started in January 16th of this calendar year, so 2023. In that time, the staking platform, by the way, all custom code, no copy paste. The
Yeah.
staking platform with multiple staking CAs and contracts has been released. There was an intentional decision to release utilities in alpha form so we can get direct feedback from community members, from investors, from team members, et cetera, back to the devs for UIs, for bugs, for feature sets and all those other things. So since then, so staking, aggregator, DAO, the initial wallet, the merchant initial wallet is out already as well, and the alpha layer 2. So by the end of the year, the beta versions and mainnet of the layer 2 blockchain, the full blockchain, layer 2, full mainnet, full production by the end of the year. The beta versions of the aggregator, the swap, the merchant will also be out because those will be integrated directly on to PawChain. So
Okay.
in less than 1 year, one, two, three, four, five, six different usable utilities have been developed and released. All custom written code, all audited by Certic, or audited or will be audited, but will be done and audited before we release it.
Okay. I mean, that is actually pretty great. Uh, launch any, well, before that, the fact that it's not a copy and paste, that makes it better because that is one thing that I have seen here in the space. And there's a whole lot of copy and paste of the same thing. So uniqueness is also a big plus, and in my opinion, launch. What's your thought on it, bro?
Well,
No, I
let
love
me just
that.
say, Lounge.
Go
Let me
ahead,
say
bro.
one thing before, just real quick. Sorry,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
I think there may be some people that be like, yeah, sure, yeah, you say it's not copy and paste, yada yada yada. I can say this: when the Certic audit comes out, and we're like we're so close, you'll be able to go and you'll be able to look at the audit report, and you'll be able to go and see findings and fixes. And when you have findings and fixes, that shows a user who can like go into GitHub and read the reports that this was code that was written and had to be rewritten.
yeah,
If it was copy and paste, you wouldn't find those. So I just want to share that because I actually want people to go read the report and kind of nerd out a little bit
yeah,
on
yeah.
the security. Yeah, go ahead.
No, Certec just released a report on on Lazarus and the Web3 target, where they're targeting Web3, and one of the biggest culprits is the copy and paste phenom. A lot of lazy coding, irresponsible coding, basically copy and paste, and
Yeah,
that's the reason for a lot of security breaches. You're copying and pasting a code that you have not authored. You don't know what's in that code. You don't know what kind of backdoors is in it, and if you don't know how to scan that code and maybe manipulate it a bit, you're done. You're toast down the road. So, in the report it states that that's one of the number one culprits of how a lot of copy and paste platforms are exploited essentially. So you're dealing with a situation to where it's ground up, building of the code, proprietary code, in-house code, no copy and paste, original. That lessens that situation, pretty much eliminates it because it's a custom code. I like that aspect of it, and when you got to read that report, man, because Web3 is in the crosshairs, and it's so easy to hack a code that's being
yeah,
copied and pasted all over the place. You just go to the
yeah,
next one, you find it, and you can do the same damn thing to the same code because it's literally the same code. You just hack, you just penetrate it. So I love that Paul took the actual time to actually build from the ground up. This is very key.
yeah. I mean, the programming aspect. Well, once upon a time, I was gonna get into programming and everything, and unfortunately, I felt like in my situation, because of the ways my limitations in my hands, it was going to be an issue. So I really didn't bother. But the little bit that I did learn on my own, man, it's something very, very complex. And the
Yeah.
fact that, you know, I feel like sometimes certain people, it's actually easier for them to just do that. Copy, paste it, change a couple of things, and that's it. There goes your code. But to actually start from scratch, I mean, I salute anyone that's able to do that.
No, absolutely, absolutely, like you said, it's so easy to copy and paste. But a
Yes.
lot of those. If you really do your research on a lot of those projects that have those copy and paste codes, you see that there's redundancy when it comes to the exploits with that particular code. You can see it. You can see hack here, same code,
Mhm.
hack, backdoor hack, backdoor hack. I mean, you could just see it down the gamut. So building from the ground up, yes, it's tedious. It takes a while. You have to be patient with the dev team when they're doing this. But when at the end of the day, that security factor is very high, and it's a
Yeah.
beautiful thing. It's worth the wait. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I wanna read this out loud. Token Advocate said, launch that is not entirely true, and Fafo knows that it's not true. Any dev knows that they need to understand how and why X works. So you wanna elaborate on that?
Yeah. What was actually not true? Tell me, elaborate on that.
Fafo, if you're talking, you're muted. Unless you're waiting.
Oh, I thought, yeah, my apologies. I thought he was asking that back to Token.
It
He said
happens a lot.
the whole thing. Token,
Okay.
yeah. I don't know what whole thing he's talking about, but we can.
Yeah, he needs to be more specific. Is he saying that backdoors are not true, or copy and paste is not? What is he talking about? If he
No
can come
idea.
up, that'd be awesome too. Because we
Uh,
we would love his expertise.
but he has a space every week. We can just go to that one. I
Yeah.
spent an hour and a half on it the other day,
Yeah,
walking the
I
whole
mean,
white paper.
yeah, that works too because I do want to address a little bit about PawDAO. You want to enlighten me a little bit on there?
Yeah, absolutely. So the DAO is obviously, it's got the definition there, the decentralized autonomous
Yeah,
organization. So the
yeah,
DAO is live. It's available. It's been used for one major proposal so far, and that was the implementation of a fee structure. And you can go to the website and see it and read all about it. The fee structure for the utilities, which will be able to create a basically a treasury. The utilities will have a fee, a small fee associated with them to use them. that will feed back into the treasury. That treasury then will be divided up between development, marketing, liquidity pools, etc. So that DAO is there. At the end of the DAO, not at the end of the DAO, excuse me, at a point in the project where the ecosystem is fully self-sustainable, meaning that the utilities are done, everything is developed and launched and audited and live, and there's treasury funds that can continue a self-sustainment, that DAO and the treasury wallet will be handed over to the community to be able to continue to run the project. The community will be able
Mhm.
to, via that DAO, be able to decide if they want to keep Paw LLC, the current dev team, employed and continue to work, or if they want to go a different direction and hire different devs and different development teams, they'll be able to do that as well. So it's a pretty cool
Okay,
thing.
great. And I know that you told me that you wanted to give it for an hour today. So uh I'm actually going to ask you about the Paul chain and the multi-sig. If you could cover both of them, that would be great.
Yeah,
But I do see your name right here
yeah.
along with everybody else's. I see Effie that was here too. Um, I don't believe I know the rest, but so far just you and Effie.
Yeah, so I will
Yeah,
cover that. So the multi-sig is two pieces. So there's multiple multi-sig wallets. There is a developer wallet, and that's what's used to pay the devs, and the devs are paid upon completion of milestones. Whereas there's other projects where devs get paid in advance, and you never know when or how they're going to finish it, right? So there's a
yeah.
development multi-sig wallet which requires 4 of 5 signatures. There's 5 people on that developer multisig. There's a marketing wallet. There's 5 people on that. That's used for marketing. Shocker. That is also a 4 of 5 signatures. And then there's the main multisig or the treasury wallet, which is the one that you have displayed here, which requires
Okay,
6 of 8 signatures. So when I mentioned the treasury a minute ago, and I mentioned fees would, be assessed against utilities and moved to the treasury wallet, that's the wallet it's going to go to. But we intentionally chose to have the highest number of people required signatures as possible to
yeah.
prevent collusion, to ensure that we had geographic diversity and where people live and where people sign. So touching on one last thing there, because I think we talked a decent amount about PawChain already, so I don't know
Yeah,
how
yeah.
much more we want to share. But back on the multi-sig thing, the thing that's also very interesting and implemented as another security feature is a time lock mechanism. So we have about 198 trillion tokens that are locked right now on teamfinance.com. They
Yeah.
have set unlock timeframes, but now with this time lock mechanism, when that next unlock comes and when we want to go move some of those locked tokens to be able to go either fund marketing or fund rewards for staking or do X, Y, and Z, that time lock is actually uh, a required 48-hour, I'll call it bake-in period. For those who are in like software, they'll understand kind of what a bake-in period means. But basically, that's a 48-hour window where we have to give notice to the community via either Twitter or Medium or Discord or all of the above that X funds are going to be moved on X day for
Okay.
additional transparency.
Nice. Okay. So the last thing, and I like the multi-sig aspect. But the last thing I do really want to touch at proof of authority. That is one. I only know two. Yeah, two projects, and now three with Paul that has proof of authority. One which is already known, everybody is talking about it, and that is my baby B chain. And the other one is still in development, which is MMAI. So you guys touching on proof of authority, I actually love that concept. You want to touch on that?
Yeah, for sure. And it's we owe a little bit of an update here, just to take some like candid, criticism. And I think this is good constructive criticism. One that
Yeah,
Token Advocate gave in the in his space the other day that I was in. Um,
yeah,
it's actually going to be a hybrid consensus, L2. So it'll have bits of proof of authority, bits of proof of stake, but it's going to be a hybrid consensus, with proof of authority being one of the major factors on it. So what we have now is one of our community members, just said, hey, like this is okay, but like PawChain is like the lynch, like not the lynch, but the cornerstone of the project of the ecosystem, and it barely got a page. So we do owe an update. This is a V1 doc here. We
yeah,
intend to have an update with a lot more information about this, Wadi. Just real quick, about POA versus POS versus hybrid consensus, and also data that we know today that's still being refined, but data that we know today about validators, delegators, etc. on the chain. So sadly, we'll take the, I don't know if it's like egg on our face or whatever, but we'll take the constructive criticism there. This
mm,
section should have been fleshed out a little bit more, in my opinion, or in a lot of people's opinion.
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's normal at times because when you are busy developing and not making excuses for anybody, but when you're busy developing the way that you guys are doing it, I mean, a little bit hiccups, it happens. I mean, like I said, I have 5 years dealing with cryptocurrency. A YouTuber, actually, I've been like a year and a half, but I have dealt with other projects. I brought them on live. I spoken to them behind the scenes. So I have an idea of what a hiccups can be. So in my opinion, it's not a big deal.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Oh, like we appreciate that.
No problem. No problem. Launch, you got anything on that, bro?
Yeah, no, I would like to. There's one part of this that I don't think gets a lot of talk. We don't talk about it a lot. Initially, we did, but the locker aspect of it, I think that's really cool. It's like a unique pathway for someone who has the right, I guess, gear, if you will, the right equipment to become a validator. It's an extra pathway, to that particular situation. I think it's maybe I think give let me know if I'm wrong. Is this the first time that you could do this in this type of situation, this consensus? When we're talking about lockers here, being able to use someone else's tokens to establish that validatorship and kind of split the rewards. I think that's pretty different, And let me know if I'm wrong though, but I think we should bring that to the forefront and let everybody know about that a little bit more because I love that factor of it. It's really easy to become a validator. Obviously you need to have the right equipment. It takes a lot of power to do that, CPU power, things of that nature. But I mean, the pathway is really easy with Paul to become a validator.
Yeah, and I'll share. I'll share. So you're spot on with it. The locker approach, you can think of it almost like a crowdfunding thing. So I
Yeah.
think most people who are on this call or listening, understand at a root level what a validator is, what a delegator is, right?
Yes.
But what the locker thing, what's cool, as Crypto was noting there, is it has an ability where I may say, I don't feel comfortable delegating just the one validator. So I'm going to put some paw into this locker thing. And then that is able then to be crowdsourced with other lockers and split across multiple validators. So so think of it like as a almost like a mutual fund that is split across like 8, 9, or 10 different S&P 500 investments. So you still get a return, but you're not operating on like high risk, high reward, or low risk, low reward. You're somewhere right in the middle. So it is a very unique thing, like you said, Crypto Lounge, and it's definitely going to be a thing I think that a lot of people use. But it also, and I'll just say this last part, it'll also help those validators who maybe have the equipment, maybe have the technical chops, but don't have enough of the funding to be able to go be a validator. So it'll be a really neat thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea in general, like when I heard about the project and everything you guys been building, working on, and you guys are still building, I mean, I was fascinated because of the speed on which you guys are coming up with everything. And that speaks high volume because there are some projects, I'm not going to name a live stream because also you guys are here, but there are some projects that, I mean, 2 years later, 3 years later, still trying to build even the first utility. And those are the type of project that I usually stay away from.
Yeah, and
So,
look, man, we won't, we also won't talk, bad, about other projects, or even like,
yes,
say
yeah,
projects by name. I don't talk about one, but that's another thing that's pretty great about our community is like we really just want decentralized finance to succeed, right? And like
yeah,
I mean, like we ain't gonna let nobody walk all over us, but we are a very positive group as well. So thank you for the compliments on the speed to production, the speed to utilities. So yeah, I appreciate that.
yeah, no problem, bro. So I know you said for an hour we pretty
Now
much cover up.
let's keep rolling for a few minutes.
Oh, okay, okay. So if anything, you stop me because I could keep on going. So yeah, so basically, crypto launch, bro. What you think about the multi sig? What you think about just the whole project in general, bro?
No, I love multi-sig. We have like three different situations that are wrapped up into it. The very important wallets, and then Certec is involved too. And you don't really see that when it comes to multi-sig. I've witnessed and saw a lot of multi-sigs, and I've been in crypto since freaking 2013. So I've seen a lot of nefarious stuff in a lot of different projects. Seen a lot of weird coding going on, and I tell you, when you have a multi-sig,
Yeah,
there's some accountability there. And when you see it fully doxed, you don't see that often as well. Multi-sig fully doxed, so I like it, man. It's reassurance, and I think the community loves it as well.
yeah. I mean, it gives me a sense of security. That's my humble opinion on it. Um, so I mean, is there anything else that you'd like to touch on, Pafo?
Yeah, I think one thing that I think will be good is a little bit post rebrand. We're also going to be launching a Paw Academy. So think about like an academy, because
Mhm.
education in this space is super lacking in a very unified, easy to ingest way. So we're going to be looking to launch some learn and earn type stuff, and ability for folks to be able to go create their own content for teaching and earning and things like that. But that educational piece is one thing that is just lacking so bad across our space. So I want to plug that out there because I think it's gonna be pretty cool. um, and yeah, I think the Certic score, everybody's like waiting on it. We don't have a date from them. We don't have a date. We're not like holding it in reserves and like waiting to tell people. We want it out just as quickly as everybody else.
Yeah.
We are confident that they have everything that they need from us now. So man, I'm hoping in short order we'll be able to launch that and have a fun reveal.
Yeah. And actually, let's touch a little bit about Certic. You guys have the silver badge, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So the silver badge, and it's going to be reassessed in 57 days. We are working with them. We want to find out, what is needed and what the qualifications are to go from, silver to gold, or even to go backwards, right? Because you want to make sure you don't go backwards. So
Yeah.
we do want gold. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, we do want some gold, but So yeah, 57 days. We'll reassess. But yeah, silver today.
Okay.
And just a
I mean,
note, Wadi, and actually, I think this. Sorry, just a note for you and for others in the audience. Of all the projects that are audited, only 2% have silver or gold KYC. Only 2.
yeah, actually, this video again. Sorry.
No,
Um,
that's funny, man.
let me actually take it out of here. Hold on. There you go.
No,
So
that's pretty
so
Uh,
huge. What Fafo just said, that 2% range, that's pretty big, man. Says a lot.
yeah, shout out to Sato in the community. Figured out all the numbers, ran the math, and it was down to 2% total. And Sir Shibs, bruh,
It's
like
nice.
stop. Sir score is not
okay.
down. He's just messing around. He's just having fun. No hoodie for
Okay.
you if you keep doing that.
Well, so let me. I just want to touch on the exchange. So MEXC, good exchange. Gay Idol, good exchange. Bitmark, good exchange. I mean, obviously, out of all three, MEXC is my favorite. Um, so is there any other exchange that you guys are on, or these are just
Those
the main three?
th- those are the main three. I mean, there's a decent amount of kind of um, I think there's 16 total, but those are the main three. Like everybody, wants to be and find the path to the tier ones, right? So the
Yeah,
Binances, the Coinbases, the Robinhoods. But in all, two things. One, I think for those tier one exchanges, Certic is key. So having the ability to have an audited project is key.
yeah,
Two, I think some market stability is something they look at along with volume. But then three, it costs money, and this is what I think a lot of folks may or may not understand. Like for Binance specifically, it's like $1 million to go get listed. Like we don't have $1 million just chilling. If we did, we'd probably be marketing, or doing something different, right?
yeah,
So there's kind of chicken and egg as it relates to exchanges. So we put into practice or put into place a partnership just 2 days ago with GotBit. GotBit is a like amazingly strong hedge fund management group. They're in contact with all the central exchanges. They are market makers, which is also a requirement for some of these big exchanges.
yes.
So like what we've been doing for a while now, Wadi, and I'm just sharing this with you and with everybody else on the call, is like we've been pushing really hard to do strategic foundational things in the bear market that will benefit us massively. And I'm not talking about price here. I'm just talking about like as a project in the bull run. So yeah, just I'd like to say there's more exchanges like in the wind that we're waiting to surprise
Yeah.
people with, but right now, there's not.
No, but you know what? I actually appreciate your honesty, and that was a trick question because so MEXC, Gate.io, and Bitmart, they would have been my first option to begin with, either one of them or all three of them.
Right.
Usually not knocking on other exchanges, but when I see, let's just say, lower tier exchanges, then I worry a bit. So the first three option is pretty good in my book.
Yeah, we're happy with them too. It's a great partnership as well.
Okay. Oh, hold on. No, where's oh, this is for them. So I mean, and in the future, your your token, does it have any tokenomics, tax, anything like that?
No, sir. No one to one. No tax. Even as we make the plan to migrate from a token to a coin, still be 1 to 1. The staking, the rewards that people get, there's varying percentages for APR, but to say this, instant rewards, like literally rewards are generating in front of your eyeballs. It's really great to watch. It's very hypnotic sometimes. but that is
Yeah.
a wrapped version of Paw that will be able to be unwrapped on PawChain and be able to use across multiple chains. But that's also a 1-to-1 value, so no
Yeah.
tax. Yeah.
Okay. Great. So the reason why I asked that is because I don't know. Sorry, I don't know if you actually know this, but I know there's one thing with exchanges, which is the fact that um if your token has tokenomics or reflection or 10% buy, 5% buy type of things, that actually makes it harder for exchanges to adopt them.
Yeah, well, I've seen that. Agreed, sir. I've seen that time and again where, like you said, the ones with reflections or tags, buy or sell, it's much harder for them to get on like top tier centralized exchanges.
Yes, yes. So, I mean, I don't know, crypto launch. You got anything else, bro?
No, I'm just listening. It's I think no, you guys are covering it pretty much everything pretty well, man. I'm just enjoying the show, bro. It's a lot of good stuff, man.
Yeah, Wadi,
I'm already
I'm
knee I'm knee deep into it, bro. So I mean, it's good to see you, Wadi, getting into this and Favo on here. It's just really cool to watch, man.
yeah, and I'm thankful that you were willing to do this. You're a super kind man, and like just in all the interactions we've had, both on Crypto Lounge's show and DMs and on here, I just really appreciate the way that you operate, the engagement you have with people, the intentionality. Um, so yeah, I'm just thankful for you, man.
uh, thank you, thank you. I mean, I wish YouTube thought the same.
Yeah,
No, I really appreciate it. And no, one thing that a lot of people actually kind of have this myth about me or their own opinions about me, but I'm the type of guy that I like to help out, especially if I see that the project is good, the project is worth it, then why not? I mean, in the long run, I always said everybody starts from the bottom, and whoever tells you they started straight up from the top, then they're lying to themselves. So when I see good projects, especially like I told you, I'm friends with Crypto Lounge, and he's been talking very good about you guys. I see him putting out videos all the time. So it sparked my curiosity. When I first joined the community space, everyone was very welcoming. And that's something that honestly, you can call me a sensitive guy, if you will, but that means a lot to me. So I appreciate you giving me the opportunity to also do this AMA with you.
yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. I do got to get ready to run. To everybody
Yes.
that's on the call, please, please, please like and subscribe to Wadi. Follow him on Twitter as well. Engage with that man. One, he's full of knowledge. It's insane. Two, he's super kind. And yeah, I just again thank you, Wadi and Crypto Lounge for the time.
Well,
Absolutely,
thank
bro.
you. Have a good one, Fafo. And guys, really appreciate it. Crypto Launch. Any last words, brother?
Hey, everybody, be safe. Keep the wallet safe, and enjoy the rest of the day, man. You guys have a great one.
Well, Crypto Launch, thank you for joining us too, bro. Really appreciate it. Paul community, it has been a total pleasure. And I will see you guys next time. Have a blessed night. Everyone, take care.